Welcome in, everyone. We have 8 players left in the semifinals. We have the first semifinal coming up now with Mooney, Kid, DarkBringer and Aerogon, who will battle it out for 2 spots in the winner bracket final. The other steps will be played tomorrow, as well as the loser bracket. Let's take a look onto the map pool first. And let's take a look here. We have 5 maps. 2 maps are from Muffer, and the other 3 remaining maps are from Zeroja, Cyrox, and Brett's Armpit. So really cool tracks, if I can say so myself. We are starting with the shortest map. Of course, we are playing in cup mode here, with a point limit of 100. Still in the grand final, or in the final, not in the grand final, in the winner bracket final, we will have a point limit of 120, and then the final point limit of 140. The format is cup mode, of course, 4 rounds per map with 1 warm-up, point repetition as always, 10, 6, 4 and 3, and let's go with this first round here. Let's follow Aerogon, who had 1 vote in the poll that we have done beforehand. People claimed that the DarkBringer and Kid will step through here with a tie vote, but Aerogon not with the strongest line here, so he finds himself a little bit further back, also not the most amount of speed in general. So let's go ahead and spectate Mooney, UK player playing for Team AR. Kid chasing DarkBringer at the moment, but DarkBringer looking strong to bring home that first 10-pointer. Has a lead of 0.2 of a second going into that last tube section here. And he will clock in a 45.50. What a great time! 0.25 behind Muda, but I mean, when Muda played this track, he just clocked in a 0.4x every round. But as you can see, the Daddy Mania has changed, so Muda has a 0.25 now. He used to have a I think 36 or so, so he has improved his time. So a 0.50 is still a very, very good time, and we see DarkBringer going up into the lead. Second round on a Baked by Cyrox. Mooney, not the best start, not going for that SD, so different approach here from him. Kid in the lead, DarkBringer shading, but Kid with a great jump there, jumps super diagonal, so he will have an earlier grip. Aerogon again not really feeding this round, but he's overtaking Mooney here in this section, and now it's the other way around. DarkBringer is chasing Kid in this round, but DarkBringer going for the attack, and he's going up into the lead, and also Aerogon is overtaking Kid here in this end, so Kid is stumbling, and DarkBringer with yet another 10-pointer. Kid is had a bug or the bad transition, so unfortunate stuff for him, but still he grants himself 4 points. Yeah, DarkBringer with a dream start here, 20 points out of 2 rounds, looking good for the German players so far. As we see, Mooney only with 7 points in last place, Aerogon with 9 points in third. So Aerogon, the only player who has not a team here, is battling it out, and right now in third place, DarkBringer and Kid. Again, the same picture. You can just see the difference here in this round. 15 between second and third. But Kid, what was that line? Interesting. I thought he lost control, but Kid has more speed as it seems in the end. So let's spectate him. Kid goes for the Italian. Kid will overtake him. So this wonky line there at it seemed at first was really paying off. So Kid granting himself the first 10-pointer for him. DarkBringer only, quote-unquote, in second place. Mooney in third. Aerogon in last place, granting himself 3 points. And now we have the last round here on this track. Because 4 rounds on each map will be played out. Let's follow Kid here for the start. DarkBringer gets a, I think it was a Randstein bug, because his car really elevated there over that transition. So it didn't really get too much speed. Oh my god, beautiful speed slides by the Against All Authority player. He was he's the 4 times world champion in Fullspeed with France. He's showing what he's capable of doing. He's 0.17 ahead of DarkBringer already, and I think he has accumulated more speed. Aerogon is overtaking that second place, but look at this fight here. It's super close. It's only 0.05 between second and fourth place, but Aerogon will stay ahead, and Aerogon will grant himself a 6-pointer here. Stays ahead of DarkBringer and Kid with another 0.5x, granting himself the second 10-pointer, and he will be tied with DarkBringer now, both with 30 points. Aerogon with a good performance as well, but only 18 points for him on this track. Or after this track. Okay, to the next map we go. We see now Shadow of Myself. A map by Muffy. So the first map from Muffy we see here. Daddy Mania is occupied by Kid with a sub 51 with a 50.98. Yeah, you can do a float trick here in the start, which really will give you some speed. So DarkBringer did it pretty good in the warm-up. And also this section, you really want to do a speed for drift. Because you are faster than the threshold when you really gain speed when drifting. I think the limit is somewhere at 400. So when you can like drift and then your car will go faster. So AO1 is barely able to be over that barrier. If my speed for drift or speed slides, my speed slide knowledge is correct. And yeah, DarkBringer and Kid with mistakes in the warm-up here. So Aerogon is finishing it in first with a 51.85. So every time under 52 is pretty good. But let's see if this time is enough to win a round against Kid and DarkBringer. Follow Mooney here. Have not seen too much from him on the first map. Gets a good set. Aerogon falls a little bit behind. And DarkBringer is in the lead. Good corks here from Mooney. No, not the best slide. Kid really grants himself a lot of speed. Comes close towards DarkBringer, but he is still in the lead. But Mooney with a mistake. And this is the instant DNF. So bear in mind, guys, respawning is banned on this one. And tracks are not really built that you can respawn. So if you are losing speed, you are dead, or you are lucky. So DarkBringer still holding strong, but Kid is chasing him. But Kid not with a lot amount of speed going into the last section. This speed slide will decide it here. DarkBringer still in the lead. 1 section remaining, and it will be DarkBringer with the first 10-pointer, even though Kid had more speed. So a 51.42 for DarkBringer. Great time. And what a great round here. Great effort there from Kid, but it wasn't quite enough for him. As you see, Aerogon with an 85, as I've said beforehand, in third place. So, yeah, pretty good, man. Pretty good times from the players, but bad news for Aerogon, and even more bad news here from Mooney. Finds himself in last place with 14 points. Good slide there from him. This will put him into the battle for that second place. Oh, but this time around it's DarkBringer making the mistake, and this is not the DNF for him. He was able to stabilize now, but he is completely dead. I think he's not able to save it because, as I've said beforehand, the tracks are not really the tracks not really have a help way or a respawn way, because you're not intended to respawn. So Kid on his way to grant himself a free 10-pointer because he's 0.4 ahead. And we see also Mooney making a mistake. Oh, this is not looking good for the UK player. Kid with a good time here even. Oh my god, 51.11! Are you kidding me? Oh my god, man. Kid dropping the bomb here with a .11. Moving into the lead, and this is an exclamation mark that he's setting towards DarkBringer. Oh my god, what a great time by Kid there. And also Aerogon coming closer towards DarkBringer here. Only 12 points between them. The point limit is 100. So not 120 or so. So Kid is moving a considerable amount closer towards that. And he has a good start yet again. We have Mooney this time around chasing him down. But Mooney is in dead last with only 14 points so far. His opponent, who's on third place, has double the amount of points. But Mooney looking good in this round. Having a battle here with Kid, but Mooney not going for that direct, and also DarkBringer in the mix. So this is a very close fight here for that first place. DarkBringer going into the lead in that tube section. Now the speed slides will decide it. Oh, DarkBringer with the risk, but wonky approach for him. So Mooney now up in the lead, and also Kid will overtake him. But Mooney, huh? Would if he missed, or I'm not sure. I don't want to accuse him, but this finish looked fine. So I was a bit surprised by that. But Mooney not finishing. Yeah, he went too far left through that, but still a very great round there from Mooney, I have to say. So from my perspective, it looked like that he deleted on purpose, but this reminds me of the match. Oh no, Mooney is tearing apart. This reminds me from the from 0 to hero round with Carty, where he jumped too far to the left as well. But from my point of view, it looked different as well. So unfortunate there from Mooney, as we can see Aerogon as well with the DNF. So DarkBringer versus Kid here for that 10-pointer. Kid chasing him down, so maybe he can make something happen. 0.1 of a gap to work with for DarkBringer, but Kid with the attack button, it is not sufficient. So DarkBringer will grant himself a 10-pointer and will come closer towards Kid again. Yeah, great time there. 0.38 from DarkBringer. And 6 points between both of the players as we go to the next map just now. It will be Whiplash, again a map by Muffe. WR is a 50.02, so the 50 barrier has not been broken yet. But maybe we can see it in the semifinal. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So you can see Aerogon 32 points, finding himself 24 points behind DarkBringer, and also Mooney only with 14 points. I think he has not finished a round, or only one round on the prime map, so this is not looking too good for the AR player. This is looking grim, to say the least. He needs to make the comeback of the decade. And what you can do here in this left-hander, you can do a speed for drift. You can tap the brake, and then you can slightly speed slide. So this is a very, very hard technique. We've seen Muda doing it in his finals attempt. He did it very good, and it looked so interesting to me, because I would not think that this is possible on this short amount of road. But they are just exploiting every sort of speed slide material, to say it like this. As we see DarkBringer with a 50.34, great warm-up here. 36 for Kid. And we will go into the first live round. Kid could potentially move up to finalist mode if he grants himself 4 10-pointers in a row. So everyone got the start quite okay. Aerogon 1 car length behind. But it is also, I think it was DarkBringer not with the best approach there. And also Kid dropping a little bit further behind. Let's go into the second part of the track. Aerogon is still in the lead. And he looks strong here. Oh, gets a good approach here. 0.1 of a lead over DarkBringer and Mooney. Actually Kid, and this is interesting to see Kid in last place at the moment. And I think this could be his first last place, if I recall correctly. I think he had 1 DNF. Oh, like 3 third place, I don't know, but Kid just coming back strong here, overtaking Mooney in this section. Also DarkBringer, it looks so easy for Kid, and he will actually, oh my god, 100th between DarkBringer and Kid, but what a great ending there from Kid, almost granting himself the second place. But Aerogon will be certainly very happy about that 10 points. This will put him up towards 42 points and a point 28. I would consider a very good time. So let's see what Aerogon can do. He can take that momentum with him. He's still 20 points away from that second place, but nothing that he can't do, right? So Mooney just not really feeling us here on this map, but the level here is of course very, very high. As you can see, DarkBringer and Kid are on the bang of a start point, 50 of a lead over the third seeded player, but 2,000 between both of them. So it will be all in the second part of the map. And this tube section here, you don't want to slide in that. I think it is Kid who did it better, but look at this CP, it was equal to the thousands. And DarkBringer is 0.03 behind Kid here. So Kid will clock in that 10 pointer, but let's see what time he will do. It will be a 50.36, so also a great time from Kid. Aerogon would have won this one on the prior round. DarkBringer in second, and then with Mooney finishing 0.6 behind. But still he gets some points into his pocket. Only 20 points, this is not looking too good for him. As we see Kid and DarkBringer are already 2/3 through this match. Oh, DarkBringer, what a risk was that? That was, poof. That was a Monka W right there. Going so far from that block, or so far right. But he finds himself in last place, battling it out with Mooney here. Mooney, no, with the best tube entrance. So DarkBringer will capitalize from that and will also come closer towards Kid. Aerogon still in the lead. This will be all in this speed slide and in this tube section in the ending. Oh, this is close to call. Aerogon not with the best amount of speed, so Kid comes closer. But I think it's not sufficient. DarkBringer again as well. But it will be Aerogon who will stay in first. But 500s between all of the players in the top three. Mooney a little bit further behind, but what a great round. And Aerogon will grant himself yet another 10-pointer here. And this will put him up towards 56 points. Great round there from all of the players. You can just see the level. It was Mooney doing a good time. He was only 0.8 away or 0.7 away from the Daddy Mania, which I would consider a good time on full speed because it's so momentum based. If you mess up one speed slide, this is kind of it. But he just finished in fourth with that. This time around it is DarkBringer with a good start. Mooney is chasing him. But Mooney not with the best approach here, so DarkBringer will extend this lead just a slight bit. And also Kid coming closer. So the fight here we should focus on it for that second place between between Kid and Mooney. But look at Kid. Kid wants to say something else. He wants to get that first place. And let's follow him here. He has a better tube section and he will come closer and closer up for that more direct approach. And this will be all in the ending. 2,000 between both of the players. And it will be Kid with more speed. And Kid will win this round over DarkBringer. 200ths of a second. What a great ending again from Kid. He's really pushing it there and redeems himself that his ending line is more superior than the one from DarkBringer. But still a very good time from DarkBringer in that second place. Pretty close though. Now we have the fourth map coming up. It is Conquerant, a map where we've seen a lot of mistakes in the prior quarterfinal as well as in the first rounds. Maybe this is one of the harder maps. So potentially we could see a round with only one finish. As we can see, Mooney and Aerogon, the only players who have survived the warm-up so far. We have this tube where you want to exit it with a speed slide, and also this part, this uphill here into a tube section. And I think this block there is magnetic. I've not played those tracks myself because I'm not the best full speed player though. Yeah, nice usage of those blocks. Also magnetic block there. And with a 53.31, the local record is by Kid, and also the Daddy Mania with a 0.19 is by Kid. So let's see what he can bring to the tarmac here. Alright, first round. It is Kid 1 victory away of finalist mode. Because he would pass that 100 points threshold then. Oh, but he has touched and he will be out on this one. I think he's able to finish because it was only a slight touch. But I'm not sure. So let's follow the other players because it's more important to see who will grant himself that 10-pointer. Is it Aerogon who could make that comeback and could sneak closer towards DarkBringer? Or is it DarkBringer who has right now a lead of 0.15 of a second? Or maybe even Mooney who can deny points to both of the players. But he is so far behind. It is not, I don't want to be biased here, but it is a very, very hard task for Mooney to come back. So Mooney in second place. Aerogon takes it very conservatively. So he will only grant himself 4 points in this round. DarkBringer in first with a 53.36. Great time. Only 0.17 away from Daddy 1 from Kid. So great time. Kid also finishing. And yeah, Mooney with a 0.57 in second place. But yeah, Kid was able to finish. And this will put him up to 95 points. But DarkBringer is chasing him. He's at 88 points now. Let's follow Aerogon, who has not the superior start or the best start line there. But so hasn't DarkBringer. Aerogon is super far behind, 0.2 of a second for him, and he has no speed to work with here. But look at this fight here for that top three. It is DarkBringer, Kid, and Mooney, who are battling it out for the 10 points here. Mooney can redeem himself and maybe can make some damage towards Kid, but he can't make that damage because Kid is at 95 points, so he needs a second place to activate finalist mode. And it's looking good for Kid that he can even deny points towards Mooney here. Only one turn is remaining here to the left. It's short SD, and Kid will activate finalist mode and deny points with a 53.53. So good luck towards him. Going into the finalist mode just now. DarkBringer has one victory away, so he could deny him. Aerogon also still in the mix with 66 points. So this means a second place and 3 first places, only quote unquote, could grant himself the final status as well. DarkBringer needs one victory in this round, but of course all of the players need to deny Kid. He could qualify himself as the first player to the winner bracket final, not the grand final, but he would be a step closer to hit that grand final. DarkBringer not with the best start here. So it is Mooney actually who has the saying right now. Mooney ahead of Kid, and Kid needs a good ending to deny him. And it looks like Mooney will actually grant himself that first place and will deny Kid the victory here. Kid has nothing to lose here, as we see Mooney with a good amount of speed. So Mooney will deny Kid here. What a surprise. And he will move up to 49 points. So great round there from him. He's warmed up now. He's saying, when are we starting? Oh my god. Let's see if Mooney can make something happen. But yeah, great time. Only 0.2 of a second behind Kid's time. This could spice everything up if Mooney will deny some valuable points again. He maybe has the momentum going into the next round here on Conquerant. Let's go. Let's see what Mooney can do. Great start from all of the players. Aerogon finds himself a little bit further behind. 0.06 of a second. But DarkBringer is right now in first, and this could be yet another denial for Kid, and the pressure could kick in for him then, because the more finalist attempts you have, the more nervous you get. I can speak from experience, but Kid with a great turn here. Very good approach into that one. Aerogon is too far behind to have a saying, so it's between DarkBringer and Kid. Kid with more speed in this section, and this is looking good for the Against All Authorities player to move into the winner bracket grand final. DarkBringer not having too much speed, 600s, and this is DGG. Kid in first, and Kid is moving into the winner bracket final. GG. Now we're going to the next map, which is, if I recall correctly, Survive. Yeah, Survive it is, by Zeroja. So Mooney not granting himself a 10-pointer or a 6-pointer. This means that DarkBringer is now in finalist mode as well. So map by Zero Ja here, where the Daddy Mania is occupied by Muda, the first place. You can see. And Kid is just a little bit further behind, as we have one warm-up before we will go into the live round. My throat, man. Whew. All this casting. Yeah, maybe either Mooney or Aerogon could make the comeback of their lives. It is looking good for DarkBringer that he will clock in or grant himself a ticket into the winner bracket final here. But it is Mooney with a good warm-up. DarkBringer with a better approach here in this section. So I'm curious to see if someone can contest DarkBringer here. But we will find out now. Let's go into the first live round. Good luck to DarkBringer. So nothing really as Aerogon with a touch though, and he has lost quite a decent amount of speed, as you can see. He's losing it towards Mooney and DarkBringer, so Mooney has to deny DarkBringer the victory here as he goes super far inside. What a great line though, and he is 0.07 ahead of DarkBringer in this section. Here he opts for that more outside approach, but he still remains in the lead. This long SD is very important because they can really gather a lot of speed. As DarkBringer does it really good, comes closer towards Mooney here. He still remains in the lead. Oh, great section for Mooney, goes super close there to the blue. Oh my god, that was such a Monka W turn there from him. But Mooney will deny DarkBringer the victory here with a 52.09. Great time from him. So it is Mooney up to 59 points. And DarkBringer gets denied in his first finals attempt. So second finals attempt for DarkBringer. Mooney also with a good start. So Aerogon this time around not with a mistake. So he finds himself in the mix as well. But Mooney has taken so many risks in the round beforehand and is right now in last place. DarkBringer in first with a lead of 0.03 of a second. Make it 0.5 now. So great start there from the Numalops player. Let's follow Aerogon here, who is in second place. So Germany versus Germany. DarkBringer again with a very good slide there. So he will, remain in the lead yet again. Aerogon. A good line there from him, but look at this DarkBringer line. Also Mooney is here in the mix, but oh my god, DarkBringer going super close, but he has a lot of speed. But there's Aerogon as well, and he has more speed, and he will overtake him in the end. Are you kidding me? No way! Oh my god! No way! What a great ending from Aerogon. It is DarkBringer struggling and Aerogon up to 88 points. Oh my god! I mean, it wasn't a bad ending, but Aerogon just pushing it like crazy there. So DarkBringer gets denied in his second finals attempt, and it's Aerogon pressurizing DarkBringer because he's 2 victories away, or 2 finishes if Mooney will play the game as well, from granting himself final status as well. DarkBringer versus Aerogon. Again, DarkBringer with a good amount of speed in this section yet again. So this is looking good. The start is looking so good from DarkBringer's point of view here. He just gathers so much speed. Also, Mooney is here in the mix. Look at his speed from Mooney. Oh my god. Mooney is just chasing and lurking DarkBringer down here. Lurking in the shadow. But now the ending is still remaining. This could be the GG here for DarkBringer. Oh, not the best amount of speed. Oh my god, but it will be enough. DarkBringer will qualify to the winner bracket final, but ever so slightly. It was Mooney who really came closer there, but DarkBringer stood ahead and will qualify with Kid, or alongside with Kid. GG.